Welcome to the Olympics. There's Mitt Romney, who ran the Salt Lake City Games, waving to China, home to 1 billion people. Thousands owe their jobs to Mitt Romney's companies. India, which also gained jobs thanks to Romney, an outsourcing pioneer. And Burma, where Romney had the uniforms made for the 2002 Games. You gotta say this about Mitt Romney. He sure knows how to go for the gold. For himself.
All right. That's about enough that I could take. It goes on a little bit longer. I'm sorry. To me, I thought that was a late night skit when I heard that, not a real campaign ad. Are you serious? I mean, really? Is it me or Dominic? Isn't that a joke of an ad?
No, I thought it's actually pretty good.
Are you kidding me?
Here's why. Here's why. In this day and age, when expectations and reality has been dumbed down, a.k.a. Sarah Palin, no offense, and Michelle Bachmann. I mean, these are leading figures, no offense to your party. But
When he says no offense, get ready. Yeah.
no, but I mean, but think about it. Who's the #1 newscaster in America with credibility? Who's the guy on Comedy Central?
Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart. He's not a newscaster, but many Americans turn to him for their news. So this is the way that in this day and age, you can reach more voters. What I'm more offended at is the Romney commercial that he did, twisting the president's words. We talked about this last night. It's horrible.
I know that, but to me, with everything going on, he's talking about that they made the uniforms back at the Salt Lake City Games in Burma. Really?
But
I mean, and the voice of the
also
guy
talking
sounds
about
like a bad late night infomercial.
But it connects. I agree with you, but it connects.
You agree with him?
No, listen, here's what's going on. The public is punishing these candidates right now. A new poll came out this morning. It's been on all the networks. They're specifically angry at the mudslinging. So now we catch them in full mudsling mode. Both have both hands full of it, and the public is ready to stop listening and walk away. So congratulations to the consultants who said run the ad.
That's just pandering crap.
But how better would you hammer home those points, especially with Romney at the Olympics right now?
By the way, the Olympics are one of his best resume items.
But that's exactly
turned
why
around Salt Lake City.
he's touting his resume with the Olympics. That's why he's in London right now. So why not make that ad? Yeah, it might be a little schlocky in the way it was put together, but why not put that ad together?
What's the point? What was the point of the ad? At the end of the day, look, unemployment rate is really 12% when you add the discouraged workers. And you add the people that are at part-time jobs instead of full-time jobs, 15%. Is the point that we have huge levels of unemployment?
Who's been president?
Who's been president
for the last 4 years?
Are you trying to
inject
substance into this
But the point of the ad was
Thanks.
to Joe Carvin, you might be the next one to lose your job going to China. You might be the next one losing your job going to India.
I'm moving to the next one here. Now, the 2012 campaign, for the first time, is talking about foreign policy. I know you wouldn't believe it from that ad, but they are actually talking about it. Mitt Romney, he's off to London, as Andrew mentioned here, to go watch, I couldn't help myself, his wife's horse compete in the Olympics. It's actually true. He'll also travel to Poland. It's really resonating with a regular guy here, to Poland and Israel on his trip as well. And yesterday, Mitt Romney went directly at the president's handling of foreign policy, and it's not just, hey, I'm better than the other guy. He laid into him something fierce here at a VFW in Reno.
We can only guess what Vladimir Putin makes of the Obama administration. He regained the Russian presidency in a corrupt election, and for that he got a congratulatory call from the Oval Office. Now, the president did have a moment of candor, however, just the other day. He said that the actions of Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez have not had a serious national security impact on us. This is the president who faltered when the Iranian people were looking for support in their struggle against the Ayatollahs. That public uprising was treated as an inconvenient problem for the president's policy of engagement. The people of Israel deserve better than what they've received from the leader of the free world. And the chorus...
And Mitt Romney went on to say at length that using the term betray, I believe 3 times in the speech, that the president has betrayed both his allies and also national interest here. All right, but here's the kicker. And Joe, I can't remember a time where I can say this. The Democrat in this race here is leading the polling by a pretty big margin on foreign policy, and usually that's one of the strongholds of Republicans: foreign policy, military affairs. Now, obviously, this president, he was president when they took out Osama bin Laden. Most people like the idea of the drawdown of troops in both Afghanistan and Iraq. He usually gets favorable marks here across the board. Is this going to be a problem for Romney in November?
No, I don't think so, because I think, as Romney pointed out correctly, I think I give 3 out of the 4 I'd agree with. Certainly, President Obama hasn't been the friend of Israel. I wouldn't use the word betray.
How would you say that?
Well, I think if you talk to any, I've been out politicking, talking to people. Jewish Americans feel as if he hasn't supported them. Well, he hasn't ever traveled there yet.
Well,
He hasn't supported the peace process. And quite frankly, let's have one of my complaints is we don't have adult conversations. Let me suggest one thing. Look, at the end of the day, I met with AIPAC the other day. At the end of the day, it seems to me the United States needs to provide a nuclear shield to Israel in the same way it did to Germany and Japan. First point. Second point is, if you saw Prime Minister Netanyahu on TV the other day, he's got to worry about chemical weapons in Syria. He's got to worry about that horrific massacre in Bulgaria. And so just to finish the point then, ultimately, we need to be supportive of Israel, need to be seen as much more supportive, coherent, clear thinking. So I would provide
due respect. And speaking as a Jewish American, the support that you're talking about for Israel is support for Netanyahu. And Netanyahu is a political leader of one party. He's a conservative in Israel. He's the George W. Bush of Israel. There are dissenting voices in Israel, and whatever problems that you might point out that you think Obama's had with Israel, it's because he hasn't backed Netanyahu 100% when it comes to settlements in contested areas, when it comes to two-party peace plans, which Netanyahu wants no part of, when it comes to fostering a war or sparking a war with Iran. There are differences in U.S.-Israeli policy, and the president is getting bashed for not unilaterally agreeing with Netanyahu. There's a big difference, and AIPAC, in addition, is in that group as well.
I would disagree. And
Let's keep our disagreement. No, it's okay. Keep fighting during the break here. That's what they always do around here.